Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
So upset that they're getting. I got nothing. The boy hard.
You're going somewhere with
I got nothing.
it.
I didn't think about anything witty to start this one today.
Copy.
Uh,
So, Monday Night Raw.
It was a good show.
It was solid.
Um,
I think
it
it was
was it
solid.
was it was a good show. We were going into the show with two things in mind. What are they going to do with Naomi, and how are they going to address the Seth situation? And we got our answers, but it was a little underwhelming on both aspects, I would say. Um, Naomi is essentially she's getting the biggest moment of her career right now. But I said this during our TikTok live last night. Is like they're just implementing her into what Bianca was doing earlier this year,
Yep.
which is a little disappointing. And then Paul Heyman is like, yeah, Seth has until next June to cash in this Money in the Bank briefcase, so you don't need to worry about Seth Rollins because he'll be back before then. And it was like, all right, I understand. That makes sense. That makes sense. They have a year to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, but what are the question now is what are you going to do with that group in the interim while Seth's out? And then we got our gauntlet match, which was great with a semi-surprising return, but we should have seen that coming a little bit.
I did, and then I didn't, and then I did, and then I didn't.
You know, I didn't realize SummerSlam. Obviously SummerSlam is one of the big pay-per-views of the year, and you want as many marquee names as you can on that show. And I didn't realize it was coming up so close, like 3 weeks away. That's why I didn't bother to think, oh wait, this guy should be coming back soon because they're gonna want him on a 2-night event. So, but it was a good show. We can get into it. Naomi kicks off Raw,
Mm-hmm.
and she's cutting a promo. She's laughing maniacally. She's saying she basically calls everybody a bunch of bitches, and she does. And she goes, I told y'all that you can never know you can never see coming what I have in store. And then the crowd starts chanting, "You deserve it," to give her respect. And in her character, it's perfect because she goes, "No, no, no, we're gonna shut that down right now because you didn't feel the glow before. So now y'all want to y'all want to praise me? No, we're not doing that." Which is perfect because again, she's always in this character always said, "I've been overlooked, underutilized, and all of it, and now this is my time. So I don't want people to be praising me now when you should have been praising me all of this time
Yep.
when I was, And she's in a lot of ways right.
Yep.
Um, she gets stopped by Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's music hits. She comes out, and Rhea says to her, "Naomi, you want everybody to proceed with caution, but I'm not cautious, and I am pissed right now, and I'm pissed for two reasons. One, or I went into Evolution for two reasons. One, to exercise the demon of Io Sky and win and finally beat her in a match. And two, to get back my women's championship." And then Io comes out, and you made this point, and it's so my point I always make is why she's always smiling. You just got cashed in on the night before. You came out. You did your entire entrance. You turned your back to the crowd. You're smiling. You're high fiving. You're playing up the baby face, the happy go lucky baby face, when you should be pissed that somebody stole your championship from you the night before in the middle of one of might be the greatest match you've had in WWE since you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
So Io goes to Naomi, kind of ignores Rhea. She goes to Naomi. She goes Rhea respectfully, and then she goes, "Naomi, I lost my women's world
She said
championship."
to the back of the line.
Oh no, Naomi said so you guys go to the back of the line.
No, first Io said, Rhea, step aside, blah 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 blah
Okay.
blah blah blah. And then Naomi's like, well, both of you bitches to the back of
He
the
goes to the
line.
back of the line, and Io's like, I'm going to win back my women's world championship. And then there was like a 2 second pause, and I would think they were waiting on Adam Pierce to come out. But there was that
It was
weird,
just really interim clunkiness in their
yeah,
dialogue. You pointed it out that Rhea definitely didn't know what to
there
say.
was there was like this 2 second pause, and before Adam Pierce comes out, and Rhea and Io just start screaming, and Rhea had no idea what she was supposed to say in that moment
Yep.
because I like I said, I think Adam Pierce missed his cue, and then they realized it, and they started yelling at each other.
Yep.
But
That was
Adam
just
Pierce comes
really
out.
weird.
It was really, yeah. But Adam Pierce comes out and he praises Naomi. He goes, Naomi, first of all, congratulations. You're at the top of your. He's a. You're in the biggest spot of your career right now. And last night, you you created one of the biggest moments in women's wrestling history. And Io and Rhea, what you guys did in that match was magic. Was what he said, and it was a fantastic match. If you haven't seen Evolution, go watch that match. Um, but we have to the elephant in the room is we have SummerSlam coming up. So at SummerSlam, we're going to have a triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, even though, like I said, it's kind of the same match we got at WrestleMania with Bianca, Rhea, and Io. But I do like it. What I don't like about it is when he said that, I know it's not in Naomi's character because the she's the physical altercation heel, not the cowardly heel. But for the champion to not sell of being afraid of losing her title in a triple threat match is what I didn't like. She didn't show any kind of fear of those two at
I
all.
didn't care about fear, but she shouldn't have been happy about it.
No, because she looked. You looked at her face and she
She
was
looked
excited.
elated, like
Yeah,
for no reason. I agree with you. I don't agree with the fear part, but I agree
yeah,
that she shouldn't have been happy
or
about
at
it.
least a nervousness about it, right?
Something.
Like I just cashed in on the both of them. I took
She should
advantage
have
of
been
you
pissed. Like
guys.
what? What?
Yeah,
Like something like that.
yeah, I took advantage of the both of you guys after you had this great match, took the title, kind of sold it out from underneath the both of you, and now I have to deal with the both of you at SummerSlam at the same time. That
The only reason it kind of makes sense to me is because she a little crazy right now.
yeah,
So crazy her might just be excited for it, but I just overall I felt that it should have gone the other way. But it's fine.
yeah,
It's not a big deal, but it just I don't know. It just bothered me.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be the biggest moment of Naomi's career, the biggest match she's ever had at SummerSlam. So it's great to see have them finally doing something with her, and pushing her because she's been really good to great for a lot of years. She for so many years she fell into that Natalia role where all right, Naomi's here, you're just gonna put her out there, just put her out there, she'll get somebody over, and she's at the top of her game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so okay, so then we get the Kabuki Warriors was Judgment Day. Preceding this, we got a really great backstage segment, which is Judgment Day. So they cut to the Judgment Day, and Finn is there holding all 5 championship belts. And
Having cleaned
Dom
and shined all of them.
having cleaned and shined all of them. So Dom comes in and he looks at Dom. He goes, "Here, Dom, here's a championship belt. It's all nice and shiny for you. I cleaned it up." And they start talking about how Dom's still technically not medically cleared, and so he doesn't have to worry about AJ Styles and all of this. And then not the Kabuki, the Warriors, the Judgment Day, Roxanne and Raquel walk in, and Finn hands them their tag team titles, and they're talking about their match tonight. Raquel praises Roxanne for her performance at Evolution, saying thank you for everything. And Finn looks at Dom and goes, Dom, why don't you go out and accompany them to the ring tonight? And Dom kind of, again, hesitant to do so because he doesn't want to piss off Liv when she gets back.
Yeah.
All the while this is happening, and I pointed this out, it's hilarious. JD McDonough is on WWE 2K in the back, setting up the match that's going to happen on the player select screen. It was good, and it was like, this is hilarious. It was Roxanne and Raquel against the Kabuki Warriors, and so they all walk away, and JD and Finn have a little talk, nothing consequential. And JD walks away, and there's a picture of Liv Morgan like on the chalkboard next to Finn, and he just looks at the picture and smiles maniacally because he is playing everybody in that group like a fiddle right now, and he's just like, it's so good that they're giving something to Finn character wise that's just entertaining.
I love it for the simple fact that for a while there they weren't doing anything with Finn.
No,
So the fact that he's, being a puppet master is dope.
yeah. All right, so then we get the match. It's a fun match. It's like it's a non-title match. If the Kabuki Warriors win, they'll be in line for a championship match. Um, Again, Raquel looking great in this match,
Yep.
getting wrestling big, getting over. Dom eventually gets involved into this match, and when Dom gets on the ring apron, we're just we call it as like, he's still not medically cleared. What's he doing? And at one point, Asuka hits him with a back fist and knocks him off, leading to Roxanne rolling up Asuka, and Raquel doing the Talatonga thing with her
With their feet. Yeah.
with her legs from outside the ring to help with the leverage for the 3 count. And the Judgment Day win. So I don't know what they're going to do with them at SummerSlam, because I would have assumed that the Kabuki Warriors would have won this match last night, setting up the SummerSlam match. But that's obviously not the way they went. They went to they're going to continue the story of Dom hesitantly helping them retain those tag titles because apparently Liv loves those titles, like Finn said, and we need to keep them in the Judgment Day, which didn't make any sense to me. If Finn says Liv loves those championships, so we need to keep them in the Judgment Day. So my question is, when Liv comes back, is Roxanne just going to hand her championship back to Liv?
She would have to, I would assume.
That's going to cause issues.
100%. 100% that's going to cause issues. I think that's the
Like,
point.
thank you for keeping this warm for me. I'll take it back now.
Yep. That'll be interesting. Imagine a one-on-one match for a tag title.
They've done it in WCW. I think it was like DDP against somebody. I don't. I'd have to look it up, but I feel that is definitely a thing.
I can see that happening.
It's WCW was so stupid. That might have been like DDP versus Sting or something. I don't know. I gotta have to look it up. All right. So then we got our 2 out of 3 falls match between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The moment they announced this graphic for Raw last night, we were both like, why are we getting this again?
Why are we getting this again? And we both said Bayley better win.
Bayley better win this
Bayley
match.
has to win this match.
Boy, were we wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say, spoiler alert. Yeah, that did not go the way we thought it was.
No,
that's
not even
terrible.
a little bit.
And I remember you, during the match, you were like, she better not win. I am not going to be here for another Lyra Becky match. And that's exactly
it's annoying
what we're
at this point. We got 2 matches between Lyra and Becky coming out of WrestleMania. Becky lost the first one when Lyra got poked in the eye and got the roll up, and then she won the second one for the title. It's like, I don't need a rubber match between them at SummerSlam. The story should be Becky and Bayley. Becky attacked Bayley, took her out of WrestleMania in kayfabe, and then took her spot, won the tag team titles, even though it was only for one night, but won the tag team titles with Lyra, and then lost them the next night and then turned heel. The story should be Becky and Bayley. It should not be Lyra. I don't understand why Lyra's involved in this.
Was Becky a former tag team champion before that night? I don't think so, right?
I don't think she ever won it because I can't remember her teaming with anybody ever.
Because that's my thing. That means that she came back from being out for so long, and she instantly got 2 titles she didn't have?
Becky Hogan. Uh,
The what?
Becky Hogan.
I hate you.
Hold on. Let's see championships and accomplishments. Becky is. Yes, Becky did win a tag team title. She won it
Okay.
with Lita.
With who? Lita?
With Lita.
That's
She won it with
so
Lita.
random.
Yeah. And that was for their match because it was and that's when Becky attacked Trish, setting up their feud. But yeah, it was red. Yeah, it was Becky and Lita. All right. But anyways, this was a fun match. These women put on a good match. Towards the beginning, Bayley goes up 1-0 really early on a roll up, and that made me fearful because usually the person who wins on the first fall in a 2 out of 3 falls match doesn't win the match. It's usually the heel. If in a babyface heel situation, usually the heel goes up 1-0 and then loses the next 2 falls. But that's what happened here. Bayley wins the first fall, and Lyra comes out and wins the second and third falls. Don't ask me how. I know she hit her finish on the third fall. She hit Nightwing to win it, but I don't remember how she won the second fall. But anyways, solid match, really good match. These women are really good wrestlers in the ring.
And they
I
do
just don't like the ending.
they do have a chemistry.
They do.
But it doesn't change the fact that just story wise, it's so bland and it's so overplayed and it's gross. That's essentially what it is.
It's just, and I felt like, and I know it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, and I know the men later in the night were going to get nearly an hour to close up the show. So you wanted to have some of the women's matches be longer to show, especially coming out of Evolution, to show that the women's were still emphasizing the women's division. But I just felt like this match was really long. That was my other takeaway. I know it's 2 out of 3 falls, but I feel like this match was 35, 40 minutes probably.
Yeah.
And it took me out of it a little bit towards the end. Bayley kept trying to hit that weird baseball slide through the corner of the corner. She kept getting stopped. They brawled on the outside for a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna get Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam again. Becky has done a good job elevating that championship and making it meaningful.
Absolutely.
I think that was the point of this whole thing. Before you put it back on Lyra, because
that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that she's gonna win it back, and that's just gonna irritate me further.
Yeah, but you're elevating. We said this about Lyra. She's always been a good match person when she first won that championship. She was having good matches with everybody, but the character was just so. We don't like the character. We don't like the bird. We don't like the wings. We don't like whatever. And then Becky has elevated Lyra. You've been able to care about her more in this feud, even if we're tired of just this triplet of women right now. It's just, she has been elevated, and so I do think she wins it back at Mania, not Mania, SummerSlam. So then we get our Nikki Bella Chelsea Green match. This was fine. This is as long as it needed to be, 10 minutes. Chelsea Green is just great at everything she does. They have a backstage segment where who was being interviewed? Somebody was being interviewed, and Chelsea comes up.
Stephanie Vaquer.
Stephanie Vaquer was being interviewed, right? Stephanie Vaquer is being interviewed by Jackie Redmond, and Chelsea Green comes up and says, "You shouldn't be the number one contender. I should be. I should be number one contender. I should be going to Clash in Paris and facing off like the women's champion." And Stephanie says, "Well, if you want to, we could settle it." I thought she was going to say next week, and Chelsea basically says, "I don't need to do that. I don't need to wrestle you. I have a match against a Hall of Famer." And she's hiding behind Secret Hervis, and she goes, "So right now you can look, but you can't touch."
That was so.
And
dumb.
I'm just like, all right, cool. So then obviously we get to Nikki Bella's theme song hits. You can look, but you can't touch. And then she comes out.
Oh, okay. We're gonna skip by the part where you started singing and dancing.
You can dream on the
Okay, all
stars
right, all right, all
above.
right. It's time for you to start.
And this match is what it needed to be. Nikki Bella gets the win over Chelsea Green. Secret Harvest comes in, attacks Nikki Bella, beats her down, and Stephanie Becker runs out and fights off Chelsea Green and Secret Harvest. The baby faces stand tall, and we're probably going to get that tag match next week.
Which tag match?
We're probably going to get Nikki Bella and Stephanie Becker against Secret Harvest next
Yes.
week.
No, 100%. That's what we're getting.
Yeah.
With Chelsea Green just there.
Mm-hmm. Chelsea's great. Chelsea's amazing.
No, she's definitely great. She hasn't been on TV much lately.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, we took the United States Championship off of her to give it to Zelina, to then drop it to Julia, and there's not much for her to do right now. You're not going to start a Julia Chelsea Green feud, right? Because you got two heels. So there's not much for her to do at the moment. Maybe after SummerSlam, you switch her over to Raw and she feuds with Lyra for the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay. But you have to switch all three.
Yeah, whatever. Draft doesn't matter. Brand split doesn't matter. Like, they just show up wherever they want.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
At what point did Becky come out looking like Becky Hogan?
I forgot. But
at some point in the night, Becky comes out. Was that after? Yes, it was after the Lyra match. So after Lyra, because I'm just scrolling through Bleacher Report because I didn't take notes last night because we were on TikTok Live. I just remember Becky coming out in a full-on, almost picture April O'Neil.
That's exactly what that, I don't know what it was, a trench coat, whatever the hell it was.
It was like a full-body yellow trench coat.
Yeah.
But she had it open, and she had like on a red sports bra. Which immediately, like I said, everybody's calling her Becky Hogan because she's winning everything. So immediately, I just she's dressed like Hulk Hogan. She's just trolling the fans right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Becky came out and her and Lyra had that face to face. That was before the other match, but her and Lyra had that face to face. Yeah, not much to talk about on Raw last night.
Yeah, and you said it was a good show, but
it was a good show.
Okay.
It was a solid enough show.
It was solid.
But once you start going through the matches, and like it's, we got a Karrion Kross promo
on the international,
another one on the international feed, another Karrion Kross promo, and it was a good promo because he's just talking about how he's beloved and where is Sami Zayn now? Where's the guy that everybody loves? And
and they're accusing him of faking his injuries.
They're accusing Sami of faking his injuries, even though he keeps hitting Sami in the gut with a steel pipe. And then Sami got hit with 3 spears. Spears.
I thought it was tsunamis.
No, it was 3 Braun Breaker spears.
Copy.
Yeah, it was 3 Braun Breaker.
Either way, the man is out. The man is out, legitimately. He is not coming back for a while.
Yeah, so Kross needs to do something. We need something for Kross. We say this every week. Can we get him in something? If you have him, who's the Intercontinental Champion? Dominic Mysterio. Have it. Are we gonna give it to AJ Styles and then have Kross feud with AJ after SummerSlam again? Because we didn't actually do that after WrestleMania.
I was gonna say it kind of started off like it was gonna be something, and then they just kind of forgot about
it. It was like Kross yelling at AJ Styles that he needs to beat Logan Paul at Mania, which didn't happen. Logan beat him, and then they just kind of like dropped it.
Yeah,
it's just like, what are they doing? This
would be, like you said, this would be a good opportunity to pick it back up, and it would make sense too, especially if AJ's the Intercontinental.
Yeah, because now you can put Kross into something. We did get a international promo by the American Made. I was called them Alpha Academy. That's not their names. American Made. Byron Saxton asked them what do they think about the performance of El Grande Americano last week, and they basically was like, "We don't care about El Grande Americano. That's like we have no idea who that is." Like, I'm just like, what is happening? Like, we need to figure out how to keep that character alive until Chad Gable gets back. We cannot let El Grande Americano, the greatest luchador who ever lived, die while Gable is hurt with an injury. I'm sorry. We need more Americano.
I think it would be dope if in 2K they had DLC where Ilja was in the outfit. Is it Ilja? It's not
It's
Ilja.
not Ilya. It's not Ilya.
What's his name?
It's
Kaiser.
Ludwig
Ludwig
Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Ludwig Kaiser. Ilya's the other one.
Yeah, I get them confused too.
Ludwig Kaiser. You get an alternate costume with Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
Well, Grande Americano isn't a playable character, but he was announced as the celebrity replacement in the 2K Wave Pack that's coming out in September. So we're gonna get El Grande Americano as a playable character.
They should have both.
You should have it as an alternate costume with Chad Gable, Ludwig, and El Grande Americano as a playable character.
No, I'm saying they should have it as alternate costumes for both people.
Oh, well, he's gonna be his own character. You can actually create a Chad Gable El Grande Americano tag team if you want.
That's terrible. I mean, you could do that now if you put Ludwig in the costume and you put Chad in the costume.
That would be hilarious. I still want it. I want my stable of luchadors. Like, I don't understand why they didn't go that route.
Because that's too much.
That's not too much.
That's too much.
All right. So then we get Gunther out. And he's cutting a promo. He's saying, 5 men want to fight me. 5 men want to fight for this World Heavyweight Championship. But it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I am the ring general. This is my match. This is my ring. I'm going to go sit up in the press box. And I'm going to watch them all beat each other down and blah, blah, blah. Paul Heyman comes out. And Paul Heyman looks at Gunther. And he's cutting a promo. He starts cutting a promo. And Gunther's like, I don't care what you have to say. And so he's basically, I don't care what you have to say. And then Paul Heyman just keeps going, and he's like, Braun Breaker's the next big thing. Braun Breaker is going to run the gauntlet. Braun Breaker is going to win the gauntlet tonight, face you at SummerSlam, win the World Heavyweight Championship, and have a long, lengthy reign as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then then the match starts. Penta comes out. Mm-hmm. And they had Gunther actually run the table.
Yeah.
Every iteration of this match was good, but Braun dominated everybody. Braun eventually hits a spear off of a Penta who was diving off the turnbuckle to get the pin. Then who was second? It was LA Knight. And from the moment
I thought one of these guys coming in should have been eliminated right away, but they said, nope, we're going to draw this out. I thought somebody should have gotten a spear real quick, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I like the fact that even though that every single match was Braun fighting his way through to get to the end. It's very, even though he's the heel, it's very baby-facey the way they did it last night, where you have to start from number 1 and you're going to have to beat everybody to get to your shot.
He was doing it for the most part.
He was. He looked great. He beats LA Knight with the spear, and then we get who was third? Jay was fourth. Third was who was third? Who was after LA Knight?
I don't know. I'm trying to think about it.
It was LA Knight, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Penta, Braun. Oh, it was Jay. Jay was third. Yeah, Jay was third. I thought there was another one for some reason. So Braun after the LA Knight. This is where the show goes off the rails for me.
Yeah, 100%. And here's where
here's where the show goes off the rails for me. And I wanted to.
Because we right away thought as Jay comes out, he's gonna do his whole entire entrance, and we were gonna be super pissed off. And we were like, it made no sense because in kayfabe, if I know that Braun has just fought 2 dudes. You run down to the ring and you
You
give
get
him
the advantage.
heavy offense right away. You
Yeah.
don't take your sweet ass time, which
Even to
he
the
still
point.
ended up taking his sweet
Yeah.
ass time.
Even to the point where starting after the second match, after he beat LA Knight, Paul Heyman was handing water bottles to Braun Breaker to try to rehydrate.
Yep.
So if I'm Jey Uso, I'm going to the ring before you can recover,
Yep.
and I'm going to take advantage of you. But no, his music hits. He starts sauntering, walking to the ring slowly from the backstage.
Yep.
And then eventually, when he gets into the ring, starts speeding up, knocks Braun to the outside, hits a suicide dive, gets back into the ring, and they're about to go to commercial. And then he goes and starts playing to the crowd in the middle of the match, going into the commercial break. So we're watching the international feed, right? So that only goes on, the first one only goes on for about 20 or 30 seconds. So during the international feed, they start brawling again, and Jay gets control of Braun Breaker during the commercial break. And during the commercial break, he goes back in the ring and does this again. And for the rest of the commercial break, he's playing with the crowd. Like, what are you doing? This man just had 2 matches. Why are you not taking advantage of him? Why are you playing with the crowd? Why are you making it a party? You're fighting for the #1 contendership for the title that you lost to Gunther. Why is there no more urgency to take out Braun Breaker, a guy who has been a pain in your ass for better part of a year, going back to when he was the Intercontinental Champion and Braun beat you for it, and then it spears you every single week, seemingly on Raw? What are you doing?
Yeah.
When he did that, I literally dropped my glasses, did this, and stared at the screen because I couldn't believe what I was watching. The booking towards the end of this match made absolutely 0 sense. None whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have the match. And these 2 guys have incredible chemistry. Jey Uso.
I just also want to point out that the thing that pissed me off too, what we discussed, is this is a no DQ match.
Yes, and we'll get into that right now.
No DQ match, but Bronson Reed didn't come interfere the entire time, because that's what I would have done.
Until this third iteration of the match when Jey Uso is about to take control over Braun Breaker. So they're having the match. It's a standard Braun Breaker, Jey Uso match. It's a lot of power moves, a lot of running around, a lot of spears, a lot of super kicks. Jay eventually starts going for the Uso splash up the top, and that's when Bronson Reed comes out, trips Jay off the top rope to cheat. And then from that point on, he did not help Bronson take Jay out until the very end of the match. He just basically stopped him from hitting the finish.
Yep.
And then let the match go on.
Which is stupid.
It makes no sense.
Yep. At that point, I would have demolished him.
Yeah. So eventually, Braun wins with the spear because Bronson gets involved again when he goes for another thing. Braun wins with a spear. And then you pointed this out.
Which makes no sense that Jay decided to go to the back.
Punk comes out.
Yeah.
Right? Punk is the final thing. Punk, same thing we said about Jay and his entrance.
He got to come in. He got to punch the floor.
He's got to do it's clobbering time. All of this. When Braun Breaker just had 3 matches and had to cheat to win the last match, you didn't go to the ring quickly to try to win this match.
And again, all the while, Jay just got screwed out of the match, and he went
Jay
to the back to go chill.
Jay leaves. Jay got screwed by Bronson Reed, and he leaves. You made this point. Why didn't he pick up a chair and fight Bronson Reed out of the arena, making it one-on-one between Braun Breaker and CM Punk? That would have made more sense. But no, Jay's gone.
Yep. Only to come back later for no reason.
So CM Punk wins. We don't need to go into the details of how he won. CM Punk wins. He beats Braun Breaker with his GTS, gets the pinfall. Bronson Reed hits the ring. They start beating down CM Punk. Jay's music hits, and he comes back into the arena. Like, what are you doing? Why did you leave? Only to come back with your music. Did we need another pop of Jay Uso music?
Yes.
Like, what was that thought? All right, Jay, you messed up. You got to go back out there. What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole segment blew my mind from logistics. It made no sense.
He needed the pop.
You need the Jey Uso pop apparently 7 times in a night, and then Jay and CM Punk are fighting Bronson and Braun. Bronson and Braun are getting the advantage over the two of them. And we immediately is like, oh, Roman's coming. So Roman Reigns' music hits. And at least he didn't play to the crowd. He understood the assignment. He knew what he was there to do. He hits the ring. He takes out Bronson Reed. He hits Braun Breaker with a spear. And you have the great moment of Roman helping Jay up. And then looking at Punk and saying, and again, Punk looks at him and goes, "Are you going to help me up?" He puts his hand out for Roman to help him up. And Roman's just staring at him. Punk has to get up himself. Roman and Punk stare at each other while the show goes off the air. Solid show. Roman Reigns returns. It's just that last hour of that gauntlet match. Oh, my God.
And I hate that new shirt.
Oh, the OTC 1 shirt?
Yes. It just makes
His
no sense.
Shirts are terrible.
I thought OTC was good. And there was one, I think it was before it or after it.
The only shirt I can remember that I liked was the Bloodline shirt from years ago where he's actually sitting at the head of the table with the money.
Those two. Yeah.
All around the table. They look like drug dealers. That's the only... That's what they are, man. They're the Samoan mob. But that whole last hour of the show up until the Roman return just took me out. I'm just like, what is this?
Again, you said it was a good show.
It was a good show.
No,
it was super entertaining.
Maybe
it's because we were on TikTok Live and enjoying the nonsense we were doing. But it was a fun show. It was fun enough.
It was a fun time was had. I wouldn't say it was a fun show. I think it was solid.
It got us to where we need to be. We're gonna get Gunther and Punk at Mania.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Naomi and Io and Rhea at Mania. We're gonna get Lyra and Becky at Mania.
Why are you saying Mania?
I have no idea because it's a 2-night show and I keep thinking it's Mania. It's SummerSlam.
I'm like, yo, wait.
It's SummerSlam. At SummerSlam. Jesus Christ, this company. Yeah, we're getting all those matches at SummerSlam. We're just setting up. It's 3 weeks away. It was fine. It was good. I enjoyed Raw last night.
I think it was a solid show. There was nothing to get me too involved, but there was also nothing to get me too out of it.
Because we didn't get a Grande Americano segment. That would have changed it all for you.
You think so?
Absolutely. Did you not see how funny the Ludwig Kaiser segment was last week? Ludwig was so good in that role last week.
That's your guy. That's not my guy. My guy is the heavyweight champion. Is all the Ron Killing stuff. That's mine.
Yeah, even that's fallen off for me.
Yeah, agreed. Well, he hasn't been funny. He's just been like mad serious lately.
No, but again, it's like I put him, and they could have. I put almost that, like I put the Wyatts. Like you could have really done something really interesting with him by him just being schizophrenic and bipolar, and you don't know where he's going, what kind of mindset he's going to be in at any time. And last week it was just, all right, you're going to have a match against Aleister Black. It's going to be 3 minutes, and you're just going to be a conduit to eventually get to Aleister Black and Damian Priest, and we're not going to care anymore.
Yep.
Like that's what they did with him. I'm just like, that's not.
And then
Now
also, where do you go with him going forward? Because now
you're
technically Alistair is going to be
with Damian
fixated with
Priest,
Damian Priest. So where do you
and
go?
Cena's not around for him to continue the Cena story. So the compellingness of Ron Killings that we had for 2 weeks just dissipated because you're not doing anything with him other than making him the pawn in another feud. He's in a different style, sort of what they were doing with Karrion Kross. You're not the focal point of any feud. You're this guy in the middle manipulating other people to be fighting each other. Like like you need to figure out what to do with Ron Killings right now because fans brought him back. WWE brought him back.
Yep.
Can we utilize him if this is going to be his real final run as a professional wrestler? Can we utilize him and make him compelling somehow?
No. No.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, that was Raw, and we have SmackDown this weekend. We'll see about. Hopefully, SmackDown is better because they have to set up their matches for SummerSlam. We gotta. Is Cena's advertised for this week on SmackDown?
I don't think so. Isn't he
Okay.
filming something?
I don't know.
I thought he was back
Peacemaker
filming
comes
something.
out. Peacemaker comes out in August. I have no idea. I don't know because they need to figure out Cody Cena. They announced Cody Cena already, obviously, because we wanted King of the Ring, but they need to start moving towards that.
You'll probably get Cody.
Cody will definitely be on the show. No, I am. Yes, Cody and Cena both advertised for SmackDown this week.
Okay.
From San Antonio, Texas. So at least we will get that. We'll get 30 minutes of them two talking to each other.
Yay. Love when there's 30 minutes of talking.
If you do a talking segment properly, it can be compelling.
It can. And those two usually, together they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I said they're pretty
I
good.
remember the build going up to Mania. Their talking segments were terrible. They had one talking segment that was good.
Well, remember, there was a bunch where Cena wasn't even talking.
Yeah, and then there was it was Cena talking to the camera without any rebuttal from Cody.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. We'll see. But that was Raw.
Yeah, overall, what's your take?
I told you my take. My take is it was a solid show. It is not super compelling whatsoever. There wasn't anything that was like, oh my god, and there was nothing that was like, oh, this crap sucks. So it was just solid for me. The funniest thing was Jey Uso having to constantly have his entrance in the middle of a match. Besides that, I'm always excited for Roman Reigns' return.
We're probably going to get that tag match at SummerSlam.
I think that's stupid. Yes.
Roman and Jey against Bronson and Bronson.
I agree. Braun and Bronson.
Yeah, well, his real first name is Bronson, so.
We don't go with real names. So.
Bronson and Rex Steiner.
Here we go. So, yeah. That's it. That's all I got for that. You?
Love that the women were the focal point of the first half of the show.
Yeah. But I feel like that was also
because the match is going to be so long.
No, not even that. Remember what I told you? Paul Levesque was talking about that he doesn't know if we necessarily need a women's all
evolution every year.
Yeah, and that realistically he doesn't know if we need it because the women are doing their own thing and they get showcased on the show. I feel like it was more of that, like, hey, I'm gonna put a bunch of women to prove that once again I don't necessarily need a pay-per-view. I can do it on a show. That's how that came across to me.
Okay, I think it was more of we have a lot of women's stories we have to set up going into SummerSlam, and we have a match announced that's going to be the back half of our show. So let's put them all up front.
Sure.
especially with Roman coming back. You have to have that that gauntlet be the back half of the show for the Roman return. So you have to you have to figure out how to get all of those women's segments there and get the matches made because we are 2.5 weeks from SummerSlam. So they had to be on that front half.
Hmm.
But yeah, overall, Raw was good. Um,
There's that word again.
it was good, and I honestly, the most intriguing thing for me is going to be the Naomi stuff. Is whether or not, and she's been great for a long time. She's finally getting her flowers, so to say. But whether or not she can stay on she can elevate herself on the level or match the level that Rhea, Io, Bianca have been operating at for nearly the last year. Because Trinity Fatsu has been a star everywhere else, like whether it be TNA, whether it's multiple time SmackDown Women's Champion. She's always been there, but this is a different level of not celebrity, but different level of career altitude for her, and I want to see if she can maintain that level.
Mm,
So,
I guess.
good. That's the most intriguing thing for me. I want to see if Naomi can be there
She
because
can.
she's already talked about she's not going to be wrestling for much longer because she was on a podcast recently talking about how pretty soon she won't be able to have children,
Hmm.
and she wants to have children at some point. So we don't know how many more years we have of Naomi.
Facts.
So
All right. Well, that's it for us, guys.
again, thank you all for any of you who may have been on our TikTok live last night on either Squashfest Pod or at Roman versus. Is it Roman versus or Roman versus TikTok?
It's the official Roman versus.
The official Roman versus. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't read guidelines, and we got ourselves banned off TikTok Live for a week. But it was still a fun time watching Raw with everybody. We will be going. We probably will be going on TikTok while we're watching the shows. Moving forward, we will not be live watching the show.
But you can hear the audio and
You
see
can
where we're
hear,
at, and you can
yeah, you
watch
can
with
hear the
us.
audio, hear our commentary, watch with us, and then we can have the conversation. Trying to build a wrestling community, uh, and something we love to do. You can find us at Squashfest Pod on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Castbox. You can find Roman at Roman Versus on most platforms, and me at The Boy Harm on most platforms. Um, oh, I was thinking about this when we were on TikTok last night. Are we ever going to go back to doing Twitch
One day.
one day? Twitch has become so different from when we were actually gaming, though. Now, the majority of Twitch streamers who make money are IRL streamers,
Mm.
and it's not a gaming platform anymore. Everybody who gets on there wants to watch Kai Cenat or watch Speed or watch people live their lives, and I'm just like, I don't got energy to be having y'all watch me make dinner constantly. It's like,
I can't with you. All right, so that's it for us. We appreciate you guys always, and we'll catch you on the next one.
peace.